All right, guys, welcome to Action Living. I'm your host, Sunbrew Brandon. Also in the studio today, we have Jimmy on the boards. What's up, Jimmy?
Not too much, man.
We've also got Sam, the mailman. How's it going, Sam?
It's going good, man. Going good.
All right, guys, exciting news today. Exciting news today. Or, I'm sorry, not exciting news, bad news today. Marlana is sick, and I don't know if she'll make it in, so let's try to get her on the phone and call her. Now, do I need to call her on my cell phone and just hand it to you, Jimmy, or does she need to call in? I can just call her myself. Okay, all right, cool. Hey, Jimmy, one other question is, did you check into how do we get Aha's our theme song back? Is there a process we go through to make that happen? I got to call Aha. Do we have their numbers? Are they listed? All right. I wonder if that's still a group. Do they still exist as a group, man? Are they still?
I don't think so. Here, let me see if I can find them.
You know what? I got to get one of these things y'all call laptops, dude. I was watching the Big Dave show or listening to the Big Dave show, and why should I get a laptop?
No, why would you want to listen to that show again?
I was trying to figure out what they said bad about me. I heard there was content that was verbally abusive, and so I'm the only guy that doesn't have a laptop. I noticed, man. It's like I'm the uncool kid in school. I'd be the kid that didn't have the new Sony PlayStation, and I'm still playing Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel left out. And plus, Dave does all sorts of neat little stuff. Hey, Jimmy, does he have his computer plugged into the control somehow where he just hits buttons and makes things happen like you do?
Yeah, it comes right off of his computer.
So basically, instead of putting my iPhone, I would plug it into my laptop and I just hit stuff and it's going to pop up?
Mm-hmm.
Such cutting-edge technology. I was really jealous, man. Really jealous. He does all, like, they'll play interviews of people. I guess we could do that from your computer, couldn't we? They'll play, like, interviews of people and they'll respond to what was said.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I want to get a cool interview. Anything happen, Sam, that is on, like, we could hear some words of someone saying something and talk about what they said? Anything interesting? Anyone said anything crazy that we should, like a news report? That makes it sound legit.
Oh, no, I haven't seen any.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm looking up Aha.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They played their last show in March.
This year?
Yeah, that's what it says.
So
And I'm looking up, they've made, they are a very wealthy band. The band has sold over 36 million albums and 15 million singles worldwide. In less than a year, during 2010, the band estimated making an estimated 500 million Norwegian krona on touring tickets, merchandise, and releases of a greatest hits band, making them one of the 45th largest grossing bands in the world. Now, you want to know what 500 million Norwegian kroner is in U.S. money?
I'm going to guess. Let's take a guess. I'm going to guess 300 million U.S. money?
No, less than that.
Okay, I don't know.
86 million.
They did that last year.
Yeah, they're huge in Europe, in Norway, man.
Oh, my goodness. So I'm not an idiot then. My favorite song of all time, or one of my top, it's number 2, of all time, is one of the best songs ever made then, apparently.
Yeah, they split after a worldwide tour in 2010, and then they put out a DVD and stuff. So they're pretty rich dudes for one song in the United States.
That's amazing, dude. I'm not alone in this. And apparently, a lot of people share my sentiments about this group. What do they look like now? Is there pictures of them recently?
Yeah, if you can.
Okay, they look obviously different. 20 years older.
Yeah,
makes sense to me. Actually, 25 years older than I remember.
If you want to know, go to Wikipedia and put in Aha.
Wow, dude, that one song, man, they really took it on, man.
Well, in the States, but they were huge in Norway and, in that part of Europe.
They had another song. It was like, The Sun Always Shines on TV, hold me. And that was a pretty good song, too.
That was one of their other hits. Yeah, like you said, The Sun Don't.
Here's the thing. I remember it being a great song, and I liked it a lot. But then when I listened to it last year, I pulled it up in, like, iPod or whatever, and I didn't like it as much, man. My memories of it are far greater than the actual song itself. With the reality of it, there's only like a couple parts of something I liked, but I liked it. It was a good song. So they had 2 hits, one major hit, one so-so. You never hear that other song ever, though. You notice that?
Yeah, I'm looking, and like I said, in Europe they were huge. In the United States, they pretty much had those 2 hits. That first album, they were nominated for a Grammy, lost to Sade, and then really in the United States, never really did much after that. Although the Simpsons did have that, not the Simpsons, Family Guy.
Yes.
Did you ever see the episode when they went to Bed Bath & Beyond?
No.
And Peter got pulled into the Beyond? And it was Aha.
Really?
Take On Me, yeah. I think it was that. Or it was Stewie. It was either Stewie or Peter with Aha on Family Guy.
I'd never seen that episode. I have no clue. But I will tell you, that is my favorite song in the world to karaoke to. It's a very good one. That and Vanilla Ice is Ice Ice Baby. I think I like them because I know most of the words. So it's like I can cheat. You guys ever do karaoke, man? It's hard to keep up with that stuff. If you don't really know the song, pretty much have it memorized. Jim, you ever karaoke'd?
I have, but it's been forever.
Did you ever, were you able to do it? Was it, I can't do it very well. Like as far as like reading the song, you got to pretty much know the song, how it goes to pull it off.
Yeah.
Sam, you ever karaoke'd?
No, I don't sing in public.
Okay, I didn't either. I finally just broke down one time and did it, man. I got drunk and it happened. The next morning, I walked into the studio of the Pugs and Kelly show, and I threw up on the wall. That's how drunk I was the night before. It was pretty bad. We went to. Were you there that day, Sam, by chance?
I don't think so.
I came back in, man, and the next day we're in the same clothes. Was out all night. Went to the inside the huddle with Emil and Pugs and some other people over there, I guess, and. Man, it was a long night. We had a limousine, and we ended up at the San Francisco Rose karaoke all night long. All right, man. All right, well, let's talk about what's going on. What's happening in the news in the world today?
What's happening in the news today? You know the Simpsons?
Yeah.
You know, for like, what has it been on, like 22, 23 years, something like
I
that?
thought you were talking about Jessica and Ashley, but go ahead.
No, I'm talking about the TV show.
Okay.
You know how it's always been in Springfield, but they've never said what Springfield?
Okay, I never noticed. Yeah,
It's finally come out which Springfield in the United States.
Missouri?
No, Springfield, Oregon.
Wow.
Matt Groening has the executive producer, the guy that made The Simpsons. It's about 100 miles south of his hometown of Portland, Oregon. He said as a child he watched the TV show Father Knows Best set in a town called Springfield. So when he grew up, he just said he wanted to use that name. And for the longest time, 20 however many years, he said that he never was going to name which Springfield because there's lots of Springfields in the U.S., but it finally came out that it's Springfield, Oregon.
I guess a lot of people were hoping it was their Springfield, and that's why he does that.
Yeah.
You know, there's more than one Dallas in the U.S. as well, and places like that. Springfield is very common.
Well, yeah, but I think the most popular Dallas is Dallas, Texas. As far as Springfield, there's Springfield, Massachusetts. There's Springfield, I think, Illinois, Ohio.
You know what I think the most popular name used all the time is? There's a lot of Jacksons. Like Jackson, New Jersey, Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson, I don't know. There's a lot of Jacksons or Jacksonvilles, I guess. But anyway, so that's okay. That's not so entertaining, I guess. I guess it's good for people that watch the show. What's the latest going on the Trayvon case? I know that the father's been missing. Or I'm not the father, Zimmerman, the guy that shot and killed the kid. His lawyers dropped him, and he's I don't know, no one's seen him for several days.
Basically, that's what I heard. He's been missing.
Is there not a concern that maybe he's been abducted? Like someone took this guy and
nobody seems to know. All I know is that the last thing I heard was that the lawyers haven't been in touch with him. That he reportedly called the special prosecutor against the wishes of his lawyers to talk to them and possibly strike a deal, and his lawyers told him not to. And basically, they haven't heard from him in days.
Wow. I just got some letters from lawyers.
Did you? What'd you do?
A while ago. No, I'm somebody screwed me over, and we're in court.
Oh, wow.
And they tried to sue me for something that they did, and now I countersued them because they're in breach of contract. And so now I just got letters from the lawyers wanting to see, please send over all the evidence and the facts and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be drawn out, man. Civil court or small claims court, because anything under 10,000 is considered that.
Right.
It's like a year before you ever go to court, and it's such a stupid thing to happen. So now I'm having to go against the city of Garland, the golf course, the sales rep, the company itself. There's like 4 or 5 people that I've got to deal with on this thing. It's such a beatdown. It's so stupid. But basically, my golf tournament was shut down last year at the last minute after we spent, time advertising, promoting it, marketing it. And they just decided there's going to be no bikini girls. We didn't know about this. I'm like, how do you not know there's going to be bikini girls when the ad says bikini contest? Clear as day, bikini contest. I'm like, if Playboy shows up, you think there might be some Playmates running around? You know what I'm saying? Think about this. Did you not get my calendar that we handed you that said Summer Bikini Team? So basically the guy played as though he didn't know what we were talking about. Although his person in charge of the tournament walked me through the entire area to discuss where the girls would stand, where they'd get up to pose, all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, not a good thing, man. Very unhappy about that.
No,
so
having to go to court's not fun.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's for the rights of the bikini models, we're gonna go there. They have a right, Sam.
They do. They have a right to wear their bikinis.
Yeah. All right. What else is going on in the news? Anything
Well, there's
else?
a lot of nude stories going on today. So, did you know that the Supreme Court said that if you're pulled over for driving without a seatbelt, should not end with the government ordering you to take your clothes off? But the Supreme Court ruled this week that the Constitution does not prohibit the government from strip searching people charged with even minor offenses. The court ruled 5-4 that a routine law enforcement, they can tell you we need to strip search you. So even if you get pulled over for like not making a complete stop at a stop sign, the Supreme Court has ruled that if police think they have reasonable cause, they can strip search you.
Oh my God! Wouldn't they be stripping chicks left and right? I mean, they get in trouble for it, but
yeah,
they must have to like detain you, take you into the station. They can't just do that on the spot, right?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says that the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that routine law enforcement tactics say that if they have probable cause, that they can strip search you.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
How would you feel about that if you got strip searched?
I wouldn't really want to, but I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that the Supreme Court ruled that. You got to have a good cause, I would think, to have a reason why.
You guys ever been strip searched?
No.
Jim? Never been strip searched, huh? You better watch it, man. Tonight's the Big Dave show. They might implement that new rule. You might have to walk through. Yeah, not a fun thing. I've been strip searched for different reasons.
You have?
Oh, yeah.
What have you done?
Oh, dude. First of all, I was in rehab. When you're in rehab, every time you come back in through the door, you got to get strip searched for being I was a troubled youth, I guess. I've been detained. You go to jail. They strip search you. They strip you down when you get stuck in jail more than a certain period of time. They'll strip search you down and make you take off your clothes and spread them cheeks, boy. You know, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I've been strip searched more times.
What were you in rehab for?
Troubled kid, man. I was supposedly a bad child. I really wasn't, but my mom seemed to think I was. So basically, she thought I was out of control.
Oh wow.
I was just a kid trying to express herself. That's all it was, man.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, I actually went to rehab and was not drinking, not doing drugs. Pretty much, I was the straightest kid in there, and they would make comments like, I didn't know what a bong was when I was a kid, and they're like, I'm like, what? And like, they made the rehab people thought I was trying to be cute and act stupid, and I'd never heard of this, what this was. And I went to a private school, which, it was a fun school, but the kids didn't really get in serious trouble at my private school. You know what I mean? So my freshman year, I go to a public school. I don't realize that drugs are all around and all that kind of stuff. I had no clue about all that, you know what I mean? And they're talking about a bong. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? What, and they were like, it's kind of sad to think that I was made fun of and are looked down upon by the counselor of all people for not knowing what the hell this was. They should have embraced the fact, like, how great this kid doesn't know what the hell we're talking about. Unfortunately for me, rehab was a learning experience about how much people liked drugs, and later that got me in trouble. So, but I was stripped down for rehab and other stuff as well, like going to jail, things like that. Never been to jail, Sam?
No, I've never been arrested. Never.
You never been arrested even for like a minute?
Nope. Never bounced a check.
Well,
I'm a good boy. I know, but I'm just saying I've never.
Not an unpaid warrant.
Nope.
Jim, tell me you've been to jail.
A couple times, but it was real short.
All right, just for the internet stuff.
No tickets.
Okay, in and out in less than a day?
Yeah, less than an hour.
Oh my goodness, you guys!
Yeah.
Wow. See, I assume everyone's been locked up for a day at least once. I just assume that, and I don't. It's. I guess I'm wrong on that assumption.
I'm sure I should have been many times, but I just got lucky, I guess.
I understand when you're older, you shouldn't be getting locked up for stupidity and stupid stuff. But guys in their 16 to 25. 28, somewhere in there, it's pretty common, I would think. But I've learned I'm wrong about this. It's just where I grew up. We just seem to think everyone goes to jail and prison. I was told that it's not the norm a few years back by a friend, but I still forget that. Sam, would you, if you went to jail, let's say you had to get bailed out, okay, of jail, because we put you in jail. Didn't we put Sam in jail a few weeks back, Jim? What was the case? For some reason, we had to go help him.
Oh, yeah.
He was in jail. Would you rather sit out the time? Let's take a scenario. I don't know how this works exactly, okay? But I've always heard, you can just sit your tickets out. Y'all ever heard that? Everyone heard that?
Yeah.
Okay. If your ticket, and I don't know how much credit you get per day. I do know the trick is you go in at like 11:50 at night, so that way it's one day, and then you're at 12:01 it's another day. I do know that's one of the tricks of the trade. At least it used to be. But would you rather? Let's say your tickets were $1,000. Okay, you had to pay $1,000 to get out of jail. It's gonna be hard for you to answer this because you've never been there, but you had to pay $1,000 to get out of jail, or you could just sit in jail for like 4 days. What would you rather do, Sam? Stay in jail 4 days, or just pay the $1,000 fine and get out?
Can I pay it in installments and stuff, or do I have to pay
you
it?
pretty much got to pay it now somehow. Let's just say you had the money, though. You had the money. in
I'd
your
probably
account.
want to pay the fine. I want to sit
Get
jail
out-
for
get
4
out.
days. Yeah.
Jim, what about you?
I'm sitting it out. They're not getting my $1,000. I'll go on vacation when I get out. That's what I use $1,000 for.
It's funny because, I tend to agree with you. I think I'd sit it out too, probably. It depends. Maybe not right now in my life, but definitely when I was in my 20s, I definitely would have sit there and set it out and did time. But, man, I got to tell you, the first day, you guys haven't been there long enough to know this, but how long were you in, like an hour, Jim? Were you like in there, sitting there for an hour, or were you like moving around, like place to place, like go to this cell, go to that cell?
No, well, I was getting moved around a little bit, but like the longest I was in there was like 30 minutes.
So you don't really have the full feeling. What, Dallas, or do you mind me asking what city?
Farmers Branch and Carrollton.
Been to Farmers Branch a couple times. Not so bad. All right, well, those are small jails, so it's man, I got to tell you, going to Dallas jail is a totally different experience, man. It's much, much, much different, okay? But when they actually put you in a cell and you have to sit there, Jim, versus like moving around, you're sitting there. Oh my God, the first 6 hours or so are the longest. It feels like eternity. It couldn't go by any slower, dude. It's so boring, so dull. You're a little bit confused. You don't know what's going on, and you realize you just had your freedom taken away from you. But I say the first day, but once you get settled in, it's not so bad. The first day sucks. There's all the uncertainties. What's the food going to be like? Who are my cellmates? Are they going to try to, fight me? Are they crazy? You know what I mean? You got all these weird things. Are there going to be racial problems here? Once you get settled in, and it hasn't been too bad, or if you got along with your cellies, your cellmates, then it's tolerable, but it's not fun. So I would probably sit it out. But $1,000 is a lot of money to me, so that's $250 a day. I'm probably gonna sit there. All right, man. We'll assume you would get the hell out of there, though, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What about let's see here. Would you guys take a public defendant if offered one, knowing that, or would you guys rather pay for the best attorney in town? What would you do, Sam?
Well, it depends on what the charge. If it's something minor,
Your charge is going to be you were running from a cop and you have a third-degree felony pending.
I'd take a public defendant because they got to do just as good a job as a regular attorney.
I disagree. Jim, public defendant or?
I'll represent myself.
Oh, goodness. All right, see you in jail. See you in prison. Would you really? Or are you just saying that to be funny?
No, I'm being serious.
Do you know a lot about law?
My mom's involved in law, and I would use them as, basically counsel, but I would totally do it myself.
All right. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Sam. There is somewhat truth in what you're saying, but it not entirely. There's really not truth in it. They're not gonna if you're a high profile case and they can get something out of it that way, it's one thing, but they're not gonna care about you as much when they have all these cases they're dealing with, and you're the one they're getting paid the least on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they're not gonna represent you the same. There's just no way. If they know they can bill you $300 an hour and get paid, they're gonna treat you a lot differently, okay, than the guy that's getting paid by the city. All right, man. Anything else going on in the news?
Yeah, a couple other stories. One, you know that the Miss Universe Canada now, they're allowing that transgender lady to participate now in the contest because they're worried about the laws that specifically it would be considered a discrimination based on the laws of Canada and the U.S. Now, each country is different, so they're going to visit it on a country-by-country basis, but as of now, this woman is considered a full-fledged woman, and she's going to be part of the contest in Canada. Now, with all this publicity and everything, they're probably going to look at her differently to judge her and stuff. And
yes,
she's probably not going to do very well, but at least they're letting her into the pageant and taking it from there.
Here's the funny thing about this. Donald Trump was on with, I think, Barbara Walters, okay, or somebody.
Yeah.
And I first of all hate this. The Miss Canada, her lawyer is that
Gloria
lady.
Allred, yeah.
Goodness, what a freaking! I can't stand that lady. She's the C
She'll
word.
see you next Tuesday.
She is a yeah. I was just about to say the C word. Her problem is she called us like Donald. She put it back on Donald. Like Donald is just worried he's too small down there and all this crap. No, you know what? I don't blame it. It's his freaking business. It's his company. Why can't he tell people what they can and can't do? Here's the problem. Donald said the girl or the guy could actually compete. Then he found out. Then he retracted that because you know what he found out? Her name. I think if you put it together like her name, her first name and middle name, spelled like genital, like Jenny Tall or something. And have you heard about that?
No.
See if you can Google that chick's name, her first and last name, and see what comes up. It's like Jenny Tall. And he's like, well, hold on, that's like there's something hidden here that's going on, and they claimed it was totally coincidental or something. But I disagree, man. I think he should be able to do what the hell he wants to do. It's his place. It's his Miss Universe. It's his universe. Let him choose who can and can't be in there.
It's Jenna Tella Kofa.
See?
I don't know how to say it.
Genital.
Oh, yeah. Guess it could be read that way.
They're like, how coincidental is that? You know what I mean? And I agree, man. Think about it. I mean, what are the odds that her name is genital?
Yeah,
You
that's
put
funny.
it together. So the Trump crew got involved, saw that, and they pulled out. But I guess they're going to let her back in. I mean, pretty much he has to let her back in now because of all the damn publicity. But it seems like Donald Trump is always in the news lately, man. His kids are out killing elephants or something. He's got the transgender stuff going on. That dude's always in the public spotlight. Wasn't he like totally broke at one time, like 10, 20 years ago? Like just
Who?
Donald Trump.
I think he had some business that went bad, but I don't think he was ever broke. I think it was business wise, not personally wise. I think he had to restructure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he seems to be doing fine now.
He said the other day I saw an interview. He's like, I didn't run for president because I'd be giving up all this other stuff. And I like the fact that he just said it straight up. It's like, look, I'm making money. I'm popular. I got the top shows on TV. I'm not going to walk away from this. I do the presidency. I'll be giving up all that. I like the fact that he was forthcoming about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it does okay, but it's not a top show on TV. The shows that do a lot better than his.
Well, but it has been around for a long time, and it's got a big name. Everyone knows Celebrity Apprentice. You know what I mean? I was going through On Demand the other day on my cable box, and there's all these shows that apparently are good, or they wouldn't be on, like, listed on demand. I don't know how they choose which ones are on demand and which ones aren't. But I'm like, I've never heard of probably 80% of the shows that were on demand I've never heard of.
Oh, there's so many. Yeah, I know. And I looked through the whole list, and I still can never find anything I want to watch.
And the one thing I did recognize is Celebrity Apprentice. It's one I didn't know about. So, anyway, what else is happening in the news there?
Okay, well, the last story I probably have here is, Brandon, do you still get the topless maid to come clean your house?
Not what you're thinking of, no.
Well, no, but on occasion you've had topless women come and clean your house. You had a maid service.
Well, they weren't like.
topless.
Well, no, let me clarify real fast. They weren't like a maid service that was like I didn't hire a topless maid service. I had girls that cleaned my house that happened to be topless.
Oh, okay.
They would come to your house probably and
Are
offer
those
the service.
Sunbird girls?
No, they're wannabes.
Oh, so they are. Oh, wait a minute. So they offer to come clean your house, hoping to get a job?
No. They're people I know, and they're good chicks and they're whatever, and they don't work for us as a regular,
okay.
and so they're looking for work, and they just happen to be topless a lot
Do
of
they
times.
bring all their own supplies, or do you have to?
Some it depends because they're not real. Some of them they're not real maids. They're girls that can clean
Oh.
really good.
And
You know what I mean?
did you just sit around here and gawk at them while they were cleaning?
Not really.
You just
I
kind of
mean-
looked at them and did your own thing?
It's their own thing, but I think they try to like be seductress and they'll take their clothes off and do you mind if I take my clothes off and clean your house? It's one of those things. Certain
Okay.
girls are a little different than others, a little wilder. You know what I mean?
Okay,
They like
well-
to flaunt.
The reason I ask you because Lubbock, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
is having a controversy.
Uh-oh.
The owner of Fantasy Maid Service in Lubbock doesn't have a permit to operate a sexually oriented business, and officers are watching for any violation, which could bring a $2,000 fine. What happens is Melissa Borat, she has a new business she started. Customers pay $100 an hour for one maid or $150 an hour for two maids, and no touching is allowed. It's a topless, it's a nude maid. She offers nude maids.
Okay.
I run a nude maid service, says the 26-year-old lady. We just clean houses. These girls are not performers, they're maids. They also have a bodyguard that goes out with them. to make sure that there's no funny business.
Okay.
She said their business started about a month ago. She was struggling as a waitress. And she was even living, Jimmy, at the occupied Lubbock encampment at Texas Tech's University campus in Lubbock. She decided that to go a little bigger, work a little smarter. Her business isn't unique, but the city's ordinance requires all sexually oriented businesses to apply for a permit, which costs $650 a year, and to post a $5,000 security bond or letter of credit. Such businesses are defined as any commercial venture whose operations include providing, featuring, offering of employees or entertainment personnel who appear in a state of nudity, semi-nude, or simulated nudity and provide live performance or enhancements intended to sexually stimulate or gratify customers. Now, she says that her business is a maid service. Yes, they go and clean houses. Yes, they're nude, but that's it. They're not performing for anybody. They're not touching anybody. They're strictly doing their cleaning jobs, and that's it. She said that if the city keeps fighting them or attempts to shut them down, she's going to get a lawyer and fight back. She said that apparently at Lubbock or Texas Tech or some of the places, they have nude models that go in for art classes. And these girls aren't being subjected to anything, and yet they're nude, for art. So she said that also that the maids, if asked, will clean fully clothed, but it's the same price. It's kind of pricey, but we're fantasy maids, she says.
Wow, you know what's disturbing about that whole thing? They send a guy there. I don't want to hire some hot chick because I'm obviously a perv. I don't know. If
well, I heard on the radio they were doing the story and they said that there's a bodyguard. I don't know if he goes in the house with them or if he's just like outside in the car waiting.
Okay,
or whatever.
that makes more sense.
But they said they do sound like a security guard just in case. So I can only imagine that if there's any issues, like if the girl is cleaning and the guy's getting to whatever, I'm sure that she's like, okay, I'm going to call my bodyguard. He's
she got like a medic alert where I've fallen, I can't get up.
Yeah,
she hits a button or something. How
it
does
doesn't
that work?
say, but
what do they have those little scramblers for the signal won't go through, like the cell block call things? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think women should be allowed to be nude maids.
Oh,
but
I'm all for it.
I mean, if you read between the lines, you really are thinking nude maids. You're thinking it's prostitution,
right?
But she swears up and down that it's strictly, cleaning houses, and that's it. They're not performers. They're maids, and they're cleaning.
I tried to do a bikini. I started to work on a bikini lawnmower service. And just
I can only imagine neighborhoods not liking that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just girls don't want to mow lawns.
Yeah.
The girls, the idea, it's not like it was my idea. I saw it somewhere else, and the girls weren't that attractive doing it. And I wouldn't want to have those girls mow my lawn, so represent my company. Now, we did talk about doing the maid service, and I've sent girls out to be maids before, you know what I mean? I've done that, but I didn't know that it was such a big deal, though, man. Jeez. I guess those same laws would apply in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about something. Speaking of stripping, is that all your stories?
Yeah, that's it.
I got some news. How about the guy here? Did you hear about the strip club owner, Flash Dancer? Let me tell you something. Flash Dancer was one of my favorite clubs of all time for ghetto strip clubs, located over there in Arlington off 360.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Jimmy, have you seen the picture of the girl with the word envy across her thigh on my phone? Bad tattoos. Basically, that was done at Flash Dancer. Me and my assistant, Stephanie, last year went there, enjoying a night of ghetto strip clubbing, and we were...
You took Stephanie to a strip club?
That was my ghetto strip club partner, was Stephanie.
She like going to the ghetto strip club?
Oh, we loved it, dude. Oh, we loved that's who I went to almost every ghetto strip club was Stephanie. You know
Where is Stephanie these days?
She's about probably 8 months pregnant.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Not yours, is it?
No. She's about 8 I don't know, she's due in June. So what is she, like 7 months, 8 months?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's close. But yeah, Flash Dancer. I was really upset because that was my favorite ghetto strip club of all time last year. There's a girl, I'll show you a tattoo of her. I may have already showed it to you, on her thigh. Amazingly bad tattoo because of the size of it. It looks good, but it happens to have the name of my photography company. So we were really enthralled with it. We loved it. So we pulled her over, took a picture of her, and look how pretty this girl is, man. Let's see if I can find it. Can we put this on the video screen, Jimmy? Oh, do I really? Okay, I can do that, though. So I can find her. Such an attractive female. If you tanned her up a little bit, she don't look so hot in this picture, but you can tell she's pretty. I'm going to email it to Jimmy. Let's see here. Email photo. All right, let's see here. I bet you're not on my phone, though, for emails. Jimm. There we go. Jimmy Ryan. Okay, Jimmy, it's coming to you right now. If you can put that picture up, it'd be awesome. But so let's talk about Flash Dancer, okay? they shut. I think it's where the old fantasy ranch, right next door to the old fantasy ranch. But the guy apparently tried to have the mayor killed, and somebody else, a lawyer in Dallas killed. So did you hear about the story, Sam? Most of it?
Yeah, I heard about some of it this morning on the news. That yeah, it was a big breaking news story. Basically, I think that the owner was the owner trying to have like a city councilman killed or something.
What happened was they got shut down for some kind of indiscretions or something for 1 year. That's pretty severe, man. Whatever they did, they got in trouble for 1 year. The owner claims that he lost $800,000 because of this. So he tried to get the mayor killed for it, and the other guy, the lawyer, I believe a lawyer in Dallas. And I guess he tried to hire some illegal immigrants. And I think I forget what he offered to pay him, maybe like a couple $1,000s or something. And I don't know how he got busted. I don't know they went and turned him in or what the deal was, but he got caught. So now he's in serious trouble, okay? But that's pretty crazy, man. I mean, you can even pull up the charge why he got shut down for a year. It seems so severe. I don't know what he did, but that's just crazy to think they can shut you down for an entire year. How are you supposed to... I mean, they're just basically shutting you down for good. You're going to have to file bankruptcy, unless you got a lot of money in the bank to...
Yeah, strip clubs don't get much leeway.
Oh, you get no leeway. You got it pulled up? Okay, if you look on your screen right now, look at this chick's tattoo, man. Across her thigh there. Sam, see that? See how big that is?
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy, when you see that, do you think that thing's permanent or just on for the night or something? If you saw a girl walking by you on the street with that on her leg... Would you think that's a tattoo or something that was just for a promotional value?
Yeah, I would assume that it was just like a joke.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell? I forget that's like her nickname or something. Who the hell? And look at her. She don't have tattoos on the rest of her body. Can you see her still? She's got one tattoo. It's up and down the side of her thigh. That thing's about 1.5 feet. Hold on. That's almost 2 feet long. It might be. Do you agree she's pretty? Jimmy?
Yeah, she's attractive.
It's tall, model-like, tall, slender. Sam, you think this girl's attractive?
She looks okay.
Well, I mean, at a ghetto strip club, she's hot. But no, if this girl walked in here right now, any one of us would probably be happy and glad to take her on a date. She's that attractive. She don't have big boobs and stuff, but she's got a nice butt, nice legs. She's tall, slender. And you see that. Is that Jimmy, I know you like tattoos, correct?
Yeah.
Stay on the mic just for a minute here because I'm going to ask you. Sam, you like tattoos?
It depends. I do, but not overly tattooed and depending on where they are and what they look like.
Is that a deal breaker?
No, no, like that, no.
It says envy across her leg. Jimmy, is that a deal breaker?
It is if I'm like trying to take it anywhere near seriously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like taking it seriously.
Yeah.
It's a deal breaker?
Probably.
Sam, if it's going to go serious, is that a deal breaker? You're going to bring her home to mom?
No, it's not a deal breaker.
All right, let's talk me and Jimmy for a minute because it's a deal breaker for both of us.
Because it's not too bad looking. I've seen it. It's better than if girls are all covered on their arms and have like 50 million tattoos on them.
I don't know, man. There's just no art. There's just no art to that. It's a name, envy. It's just cursive. At least with the tattoos on the arm, there's an art to it. All right, Jimmy, let's you and I talk for a minute, okay? We both don't want to. This girl's pretty enough for us both to date, all right? I mean, correct?
Mm-hmm.
She's attractive. Let's say she's got a great personality, okay? You dig her. She's dubstepping and techno geeked out, okay? So you actually do like her. What do you do? How do you discuss this? You didn't realize she has this tattoo, and you've dated her for a month now. How do you go about discussing, like, fixing this problem?
I'm not even bothered with that. I'm just letting it go.
Really? But you...
Yeah.
See, now I like her, and I would... If I thought there was a way that this could be addressed, I don't know that they can fix this problem. I don't know what you do. But if I really liked her and didn't realize she had this freaking god-awful tattoo, and I liked her, I would probably have to go, I don't know. I'd have to talk to her about it. You got to explain yourself. You just going to walk away, huh? Dear John letter?
Yeah. No, I'll probably just, I'll probably just lose interest,
Would you keep in mind what I'm saying? You've dated her for 30 days and didn't know this existed, okay? You've had great sex because it was dark, you didn't see it. There's not a party that tries to make yourself believe in this tattoo.
I don't know. I guess just circumstances, matter.
Yeah,
so.
I see. That would suck for me because I guess you're able to walk away easier. It would suck for me because after that time I would be so let down and disappointed. But there'd be part of me that if I did like this girl and had feelings for her, I'd be like, oh, I'd be devastated, man, because I don't think you can fix this.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
I mean, does that laser light stuff work when they take?
Yeah,
tattoo?
there's tattoo removal
But does
services.
it really work? I heard it leaves like a shading. You can still see it, kind of.
I'm not sure. I know there's some people that are going for tattoo removals. I don't know exactly how they're working, but from what I understand, they seem to be working.
Because I've watched TV shows where the gang stuff does it, and it seems like it leaves like a little bit of a very, 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 very faded tattoo on your skin left behind. Wow, what the hell was this girl thinking, dude? Seriously, like what was going through her mind? Now, Jimmy, if that didn't say envy, but it was art, like a skull and crossbones, or I don't know, whatever, a dagger, would you accept it then?
Maybe. I don't know. It just really depends on the circumstances, I guess.
Well, is there any kind of artwork that could be that big across her thigh that would be acceptable? Any kind of artwork?
Yeah, I'm sure that there is.
There is? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of freaking skin to cover there. What's sad is she's covering a lot of ground, but it's real thin. You notice that? I mean, really collectively, you take all the ink and condense it down to the size of a baseball. But she's got it spread. I just don't know what the hell this girl's thinking, dude. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I feel like there's some tattoo guy at all that goes around the titty bars and gives them bad tattoos. Like, I'm here to do a bad boob tattoo, a bad, on the anywhere you can see it tattoo. You know what I mean? But the boob tattoos are the worst. I cannot. You guys like the boob tattoos?
No, not really on the boobs.
Not too often.
Jimmy, okay. I've ran into a girl that's got one of these tattoos, right? Recently, have y'all seen the picture or not? You've seen the girl. I know you've seen the girl. I don't know if you've seen the picture. And this is work related, not personal, but it's hard, man. She's got a huge tattoo across her chest, and normally we don't allow those kind of things. But this girl seems to be a hard worker. She looks good, and here's this huge tattoo above her boob, like on her chest plate, and it's really hard to even cover it up. It's very difficult to hide it, and I don't know if I want to be accepting of it or not. I am learning that you have to be more accepting of tattoos because everyone's got them nowadays. 5 years ago, I would have never even thought about allowing some of those kind of tattoos to be in our organization. It seems like, I feel like in 5 years from now, my rules are going to be a lot different because every girl's going to have a tattoo. Will you guys agree or disagree on this?
Yeah, there's gonna be a good percentage of them for sure.
I'd say in the last 5 years, the tattoos that are visible. Remember, it used to be they put them in small places where you couldn't see them. The visible tattoos is increased by some crazy amount of percentage, okay? Because everyone has them now, and they're all, the more the merrier apparently. So anyway, interesting. Okay, well, like I said, Flash Dancer, for those that love ghetto strip clubs, Flash Dancer will be closed for a year apparently, maybe permanently, because apparently the owner is going to be incarcerated for a while for attempting to murder the mayor. Can you imagine what would it take for you to have to want to murder the mayor, Sam?
Quite a lot. He must be getting the screws closed to like shut his
If he really
business
was
down.
going to lose 800, I can't imagine Flash Dancer was making $800,000 a year profit. Okay, but if he was going to lose $800,000, that might set a person off, wouldn't it?
Yes.
If you had the mentality you could hire someone to kill someone for that much money. Talk about some other news. Ronnie Coleman. Are we familiar with everyone familiar with Ronnie Coleman?
No.
The bodybuilder from Arlington, Texas. Used to be a policeman. They have like the Ronnie Coleman Classic. He's won like Mr. Universe or Olympia or something like 8 times. Dude donated his sperm. How'd you like to think you donated me sperm to my wife because she can't have kids? You went to a sperm bank. You donated, and then we come back at you, or she comes back at you and wants child support money, and you're doing her a favor. How'd you feel about that?
I wouldn't like it.
If she was your friend and this is your kid and you know these kids, she had triplets. She lost one of the kids. She's got 2 left.
But did you make an agreement that you were going to be a father and help support?
I think according to the article that was not the case. He was just going to be donating the sperm, giving the birth. Would you believe I told you he's been paying $5,000 a month in child support?
Oh wow!
Is that not insane? You do something good, you help them out, and you're paying $5,000 a month because you help somebody out. Now, I feel like he knows the kids. Listen, they didn't really say exactly, but I feel like he's aware of them. So if you had to see your kids you donated to some chick on a regular basis, like, even on Facebook or something, you got to think you'd get a little bit attached, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Knowing they're yours. So with that being said, if by some coincidence this girl sitting in the room over here or working over at the back nine has your kids, and would you reach out to them? If you donated sperm and the girl ended up living right by you guys, and they were kind of in the area where you could see them and all that, would you reach out or would you just let it be?
I don't know. It depends on if there was an agreement beforehand, because you're donating the sperm, what the expectations are going to be. If you're just doing it to help somebody else, but you have no intention of wanting to be a father and no contact, I mean, is there an agreement ahead of time?
Let's say there is an agreement, but you can't help but see these kids because this girl now runs in your circle, or she's, she works at a place you happen to. We all show up for a radio show, and coincidentally, she happens to work there. Let's say that you have an agreement. And let's say she's not even coming after you for child support. Would you, knowing those kids are your kids and they're 5 years old, 6 years old, or whatever, would you maybe want to have it? Would you like to see them?
No, I don't want kids. So
okay, knowing they're yours and they're cute, by the way, they're not ugly. They're cute kids.
No, I mean No, I'm just going to go under the assumption that she asked for the sperm to have kids, and I'm not supposed to have anything to do with them. That was the agreement, and
okay.
No, I'm not.
Would you agree to visit when they get older and they want to see their daddy?
Well, that's up to them. If the kids want to meet,
Would you agree to that?
Yeah, if the kids want to, but it would be explained to them that the agreement was that your mom wanted to have kids. I wasn't interested in having kids at the particular point in my life. I wanted to help her out, and that's the deal.
Jimmy, have you been paying attention to what we said? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Did you hear the story?
I'm kind of the same way. I mean, if the kid wants to after he's 18 or she's 18, then more power to her.
What about if she's 12?
No, not interested.
You're not gonna, you're saying no, I can't do that.
No, I'll keep an eye on them from a distance. Make sure that everything's going all right.
Are you saying it because you don't want to be financially responsible for them by accident?
That's part of it.
He's like, when they turn 18, I'm down to see my kid.
Yeah.
All right. Would you ever agree to give your sperm?
Sure. Why not?
You would.
Yeah. As long as there's that agreement. I mean, I'm not trying to have a kid.
Okay. So you don't have to support the kid. Would you agree to maybe see him every once in a while?
No. Why?
I don't know. Just trying to throw some scenarios at you. All right. There's a TV show. I don't know if y'all saw this, but there was a show about a guy that gave his sperm up to all these kids. He had tons of kids, and part of the show was he went around meeting his kids, and I thought that was so bizarre. But he went around meeting all these different kids that he fathered through sperm banks and donations. All right, man. Let's do this. Let's go to
real quick. Did you hear about this story? Since you're talking about sperm banks and kids, I just saw it while you were talking about this. A British man has allegedly fathered up to 600 children through sperm bank donations. Basically, what happened is him and his wife had a sperm bank in the 40s, and they were responsible for more than 1,500 families conceiving. A lot of times what happened was it was his sperm that he was using to give to the people.
Mm-hmm.
So over the years, when you do the math and you do DNA tests and you look down through the history of some of these people, it's estimated that he has fathered over the years between 300 and 600 children.
Wow.
Based on his donations and the kids having more kids and throughout the family.
Wow. That's a lot. I wonder how much money they made off that. What do you get paid for sperm?
They don't really do it much anymore, but they used to do like $50 a donation. Like you'd go in.
That's it?
Yeah, I remember years ago there used to be this thing called like a blue book
Mm-hmm.
that you could order. You'd pay like $20 for it, and then it would tell you what hospitals and clinics in your area that you could go to donate sperm to. But now I think they're pretty, with diseases and everything else, I think they're really picky about how they do it.
You guys ever got any STDs before?
Me, no.
Jimmy, you're STD free still? Good. What do you think about the Big Dave show? We asked that question. What do you think's running around that group? Any comments, Sam?
No.
Don't want to comment on, huh?
No, I'm not
Jimmy,
worried
I know
about what they got.
You're gonna stay out this. I know you are. I'd like to say there's odds are there's three of them. There's three people on that show. Can you pull the stats? Because I always talk about this and I don't want to get it wrong. Am I right on thinking like 1 out of 4 people like have an STD or something like that, or herpes or something? Can you pull that up? Can you like put down? How would you Google that? Like STDs in the Americans, the percentage or something? I don't know. Because if that's the case, that would mean there's a good chance that one of them has an STD on another show, on the Big Dave show. And I'm not saying they do, by the way, for listeners out there. I'm not saying they have a disease, but it makes us think about our sanitation right here. We have to sit down in these chairs and stuff, doesn't it? Let's see here, Sam. Did you find it?
What percent of this is from 2009.
Well, it's probably not too much difference. Economy's been down.
STDs in general, probably about 20%.
It says that?
It says 1 out of 2 young adults will have an STD by the time they are 24.
1 out of 2. Is that, you said that? 1 out of 2?
Yeah, but I don't know if
that's
this
50% of Americans.
I don't know if this is a scientific. Let me see if I can find more of a...
Wow. Guys, practice safe sex. Use a condom. We need to get Marlena. See, this is why we need Marlena here right now. She needs to be knowing these facts. Kind of get a little scared straight on her.
Number of Americans who will get an STD in their lifetime, 1 in 4.
See, I was right then. Okay.
Number of Americans who have genital herpes, 45 million.
45 million Americans have herpes?
Yeah. Yes, that's basically the herpes and
so
STD.
You said 1 out of 4 will get an STD. Now, STD can be something that can go away also, though.
Yeah.
Nothing permanent. Okay. Well, that sounds about right, I would think. So it's not likely that the other show has got herpes or anything.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, you never know.
Dave's had some encounters that would probably be in the, he's had some visits to places and stuff. I got to think he's kind of a loose cannon when it comes to picking his women when he was younger. I would say that he might have slept with some girls that were questionable for these kind of things. What do you think about, if you had to get someone on that show, Lane, Mel, or Dave to have an STD, who do you think, Sam?
Lane.
Jim? Jim says Lane also? All right. Wow. Y'all say Lane. All right, I'm going to say Lane only because Mel says she's only had like 5 partners. I don't know if I believe that crap or not. Aren't you supposed to like times it times 3? Like if a girl says they've had 5, it's really 15. Isn't that the rule of thumb? According to American Pie, it is.
Yeah.
And if a guy says 6, he's really had like 2. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You times 3 for girls and you divide by 3 for guys, is what I've been told. So Lane is a guy with a probably STD.
He's probably loving you saying that.
No, I didn't say he
allegedly, if there was somebody on the show, we think it would be Lane.
If we had to give somebody an STD and say they had it, it would be Lane, is what we're all saying.
Yes.
So we're not saying he has an STD because he.
We're not saying anyone on that show has an STD. What about you? Have you ever had one?
No, but I got to tell you, if someone on that show was to have one, I wonder on this show who would it be. I wonder who they think on this show would be. We should ask them that. Let them debate on that. Who'd be the? I'm sure they're going to say probably. I would think me because of what I do for a living. They're going to say that, and they think I'm a douchebag anyway. They'd probably love to give me an STD. All right, man. Let's go to a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about some stuff going on. Let's get Marlena on the phone. I'm gonna give her a call. This is the talk we need her for right now. That's the thing. So we'll get Marlena on the phone. Let's see if she knows the stats on these things and see if we can't scare her straight a little bit. Back in about 5 minutes, guys. Jimmy, you got some commercials to play or something? All right, we can play our Titan commercial right now. Awesome. Later, guys.